So, hey, welcome to today's Theology Bites video. This is the topic on Satanology. This is video number 5 of 5 videos. And today I'm going to discuss the future that God has planned, the future He's decreed for Satan and the demons. Now, one of the realities we need to understand is that the incarnation, God becoming flesh, right? Jesus being born human. One of the purposes of the incarnation was to destroy Satan. 1 John chapter 3, verse 8, the second part of that verse says, the reason the Son of God appeared was to destroy the works of the devil. Now, so just understand overall, if we take a big picture view, one of the reasons for the incarnation, one of the reasons was to destroy the works of Satan. Now, in the Bible, there are two primary judgments on Satan and his demonic forces, and both of them occur in the future, okay, during the end times. And the first one is this, that Satan will be cast into the abyss at the beginning of the millennium. All right, the beginning of the millennium. Now, the millennium is a 1,000-year period where Jesus will reign on earth. This is in the future. During his reign, righteousness, prosperity, and the knowledge of the gospel, the knowledge of God, will be universally enjoyed. Isaiah gives us some snapshots, probably the clearest snapshots of what the millennial kingdom will be like. It's similar, almost a return to Eden, the Garden of Eden, all right? In Isaiah chapter 11, verse 8. The baby will play safely near the hole of a cobra. Yes, a little child will put its hand in a nest of deadly snakes without harm. Nothing will hurt or destroy in all my holy mountain. For as the waters fill the sea, so the earth will be filled with people who know the Lord. So that's a picture, and there's more written in Isaiah 11 there if you want to read that more thoroughly. For this to take place fully and completely, Satan will be removed so that the earth will be prepared for the kingdom of God, which is a time of truth and also abundant knowledge of God. In Revelation 20, verse 1, it says this, Then I saw an angel coming down from heaven, holding in his hand the key to the bottomless pit and a great chain. And he, meaning the angel, seized the dragon, that ancient serpent, who is the devil and Satan, and bound him for 1,000 years, and threw him into the pit, and shut it and sealed it over him, so that he might not deceive the nations any longer until the 1,000 years were ended. So Satan will be bound for 1,000 years. That's the millennial kingdom period. But then he will be released for a very short time at the end of that. Now the Bible is silent on what happens to demons during the millennial kingdom. All right. So the second future judgment to know is that Satan and demons will face eternal judgment at the end of the millennium. So we know that God is sovereign over all things, including Satan and the demonic world. We also know that God is all-powerful. The theological term is omnipotent, which means he has power over all things, including Satan and the demons. And we also know the Bible's teaching that God will eternally judge Satan and the demons according to his justice, his righteousness, and his holiness. So here's something Jesus said as he was teaching about the future judgments of God. In Matthew 25, he says this, Then he will say to those on his left, meaning in context, those on his left are the goats or unbelievers, Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. So Jesus is speaking there about the judgment of unbelievers. And in this description, we learn that God has prepared eternal fire for the devil and his angels, or the demons would be his angels, right? Then we read in Revelation of God's final judgment on Satan and the demons. In Revelation 20, a couple verses down, verse 7 through 10. And when the 1,000 years are ended, Satan will be released from his prison and will come out to deceive the nations that are at the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them for battle. Their number is like the sand of the sea. And they marched up and over the broad plain of the earth, and surrounded the camp of the saints in the beloved city. But fire came down from heaven and consumed them. And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and false prophet were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. So this is an eternal judgment here. Satan is never to be released from this judgment. He will forever be bound. As it says there, they will be tormented day and night forever and ever. Satan and his demonic forces will spend eternity in torment. God's perfect, righteous justice for all the evil and pain they caused throughout human history. So the bottom line here, Satan and his demons will be judged. God's perfect judgment should encourage us, right? Because it is just, it is righteous, it is holy. And also the truth of this should encourage us in our life now, that if you are a follower of Jesus Christ, you are on the winning, the eternally victorious side. Here's the sources that I've used in looking at Satanology. I've showed you this each video. Here they are again if you want to get a little deeper in that.